Hey gang, it's Doug with Doug's Timeshare Travels. Today we're at Marriott Vacation Club's Kauai Lagoons in Kauai, Hawaii. And we're going to take a look at Ninini Point Beach and the Ninini Point Lighthouse. Prior to coming to this resort, I had been a little curious. Was it even possible to get to the small lighthouse? And if I could, was there anything over there? But of more interest to me, from the aerial shots that I had seen along the shoreline, there was a small beach. And I was wondering, can I even get to that beach? And if I can get to the beach, was it worth the trip? So in order to get to the lighthouse, I used Google Maps. As you can see, it says it's a 1 mile, 22-minute walk, mostly over flat terrain. You have to go around the failed retail buildings at the end of Kauai Lagoons. And really what you do is you take a little path over to a road. If you don't want to walk to the lighthouse, you can actually drive a car to the lighthouse. Once you get to the lighthouse, about all there is this small lighthouse. It's automated. It still is a functional lighthouse. And you have some nice views out to the ocean. It's a pleasant walk. If you don't have anything else to do and you want to walk out to the lighthouse and take a look at the ocean, it's a good afternoon. Now, if you're into plane spotting, this is actually a great spot. Starting about 3:30, the flights start coming into Kauai. And as you can see, this is in a direct alignment with the main runway that planes come into. Now, even walking along the road, you get some great views of the airline's landing. So the lighthouse, for me, was really a great place because I kind of enjoy plane spotting. I got to see several planes land. Now, to get to the shoreline access, you take essentially the same path up around the abandoned retail buildings, but instead of going north like you would to the lighthouse or going up the path, you'll come back down around those old retail buildings. When you get to the corner, there's kind of a little grassy area. If you notice in the distance there, just over that little green electrical box, there are some porta potties. Walk on across that lawn, you'll get to this area where the porta potties are, and you notice to the right there is some fencing keeping people out of the failed retail area. What you're going to do is you're going to walk down along that fencing, and you'll go a little ways. And eventually, when you get to the end of the fence line here, you're going to come to a little walking path that kind of curves around the old abandoned retail buildings. Now, as you can see, this path isn't terribly well maintained, but it is fairly well traveled. There's several people that I saw going down this particular direction for the week we were here, getting down to the golf course and the golf cart path, and walking along that path to get some exercise. Now you go down those stairs, and then there's a little walkway here, and you just take that walkway down, and you eventually get to the golf cart pathway here along the golf course. Now where it comes out about is the 15th hole, and from here it's just a short walk right on down, and you eventually come to this sign that says shoreline access. You walk down a little bit further, and there's a pavilion here with a picnic table and a couple of showers so that you can wash the sand back off of you when you come back up. Now the signs here are pretty accurate. There's a very strong current here, and it is a little treacherous getting down to the shoreline. The path that goes down to the shoreline is a dirt path. It's fairly narrow. It's pretty steep, and it can be slick at times. Now, when I started down, I thought, okay, I'm going to try to take a little bit of video going down. But after about a quarter of the way down, realizing how steep it was, how narrow it was, and how slick it could be, I decided I'd be better served by putting the camera back in my pocket and having both hands available. Once you get down here, there is a nice little area of sandy beach. This is at low tide. At high tide, there's considerably less beach. So if you're going to come down here and lay on the beach to get a little bit of sun and listen to the waves, I would check your tides and get down here at low tide. Now at low tide, there's a fair amount of beach. At high and at low tide, as you can see, I had the beach to myself. Now at high tide, you're going to have 4 or 5 boogie boarders coming down here because at that particular point, the waves are really charting pretty good, and it's great conditions for those guys. Mostly down here, it is fairly rocky. Getting out in the water is a little treacherous, not only because of the strong currents, but you see all this driftwood. I had been down here the day before when there were some boogie boarders. I was watching them out in the waves, and any chance they got, they were pulling that driftwood up and onto the shore so they weren't getting beat up by it. This is another little beach area here, and again, keep in mind this is low tide, so at high tide, that section I think is called Running Waters Beach, and it's pretty much underwater. I hope you found this little video helpful. If you have, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. You can leave your comments below. And as always, guys, safe travels.